Hi everyone, this week we are on to Unit 3, Module 2, so there are still some chemistry calculations that we need to do. Last week we talked about mole calculation 1 and mole calculation number 2 and a combination of how to use those to solve different quantities. So this week we're going to be talking about percent composition and empirical formula and molecular formula. So let's just take a quick peek of how that's set up. So you all know that there is the audio that you can listen to. Whenever there is a highlighted portion or a bolded portion, what you should be doing is making sure that you copy out those definitions so that you have those as reference later on whenever you're doing assignments or tests, you have those. So again, put those into your 3-ring notebook, and then any formulas that you come across. So there's two ways that we're going to be calculating something called percent composition. And it's just sort of like when you get a mark on a test. How do you figure out your percentage? So what we're going to be doing is figuring out when we have a compound, what percentage of each element is in that compound. And we do that by way of molar mass, or we do it by way of lab data. So when we complete a lab, we use that information. So I take you through a lesson here, and I do a couple of examples with you, and then I'd like you to complete the rest of the worksheet by uploading that to the Dropbox. Again, if you don't have the capability of printing out this worksheet, you can certainly do the questions on a separate sheet of paper and upload that using the proper scanning software. Okay, there's always the check your understanding type questions within the module. I highly suggest you do those as practice. Okay, so they're not to be bypassed. Okay, you want to do those as practice and then check your answers. We get into something called empirical formula and molecular formula. Again, you see those highlighted. You want to copy those out. These are probably my most favorite type of chemistry calculation. I know that seems a little bit corny, but really cool because it does enable you to do a little bit of forensics here in identifying different elements. Okay, so I take you through that. Here is the really important lesson that you need to copy out, print off, and write right on there. Okay, there's different steps that you need to follow in solving those types of formulas. Okay, then I have some other examples that you can take a look at because I only take you through one, but these are certainly some other ones that you can go through. And then there's more practice. Okay, you need to do the practice before you do the formal evaluations. There are 2 formal evaluations for this particular module. There is an assignment that takes you through mole calculation 1 and 2 from last week, and then some of the calculations from this week. So you're going to submit that. And then there's a lab. The lab, you need to watch this video in order to get the data to complete that. If you have any questions, please reach out. Next week, you are going to have a quiz based on these 4 types of calculations. So again, have a great rest of the week and reach out whenever you need.